I don't know how you keep making all this stuff up.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be examining the latest thought-provoking animated movie to come our way, Orion and the Dark. If you have yet to see the Netflix fantasy film, beware, as this video contains something a lot scarier than the dark. Spoilers.
Hello, I'm Dark. Ta-da!
Based on the novel of the same name, Orion and the Dark transcends conventional storytelling by presenting a tale that not only inspires intellectual engagement, but offers a plethora of emotional messages.
Dark!
It should also be noted that the film's screenplay was penned by cinema auteur Charlie Kaufman, as in the writer of such films as Being John Malkovich and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And like those works, Orion and the Dark is layered with metaphor and meaning. Plot. The film follows Orion, a young boy grappling with a laundry list of fears and anxieties.
Page 14, for example. My fear of clogging the toilet and flooding the whole entire school.
However, above falling off skyscrapers and murderous gutter clowns, we see he's been watching It, Orion fears the dark the most.
Curse you, darkness! Where cruel aberrations hide within your inky cloak of darkness!
But when the physical embodiment of his worst fear pays our anxious hero a visit, Orion embarks on a journey of self-discovery and unexpected friendships. He's forced to face his fears and alter his perspectives for the better.
Not scared of you.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
Of course, Orion isn't the only member of his family touched by this adventure, but more on that later. Central theme. At the heart of Orion and the Dark lies the exploration of confronting one's fears as a catalyst for personal growth.
I can't just jump in there. What's gonna happen?
I have no idea, but I think that's the point.
The film expertly navigates the mindset of children and even portrays Orion's journey as a metaphor for the human experience. In the end, our young protagonist must overcome all of his anxieties to save his friend.
Hang on, Dark! I'm coming!
The story encourages its viewers to look inward and embrace their own fears as opportunities for self-discovery. After all, fear is a natural part of life.
Oh, sweetie, what's wrong?
I got scared. I hate the dark so much.
However, as Orion and others learn, one doesn't need to go through it alone. Family and friends will always be there to help.
Maybe it's not such a good idea to put the fate of the world in the hands of an 11-year-old kid with severe performance anxiety.
Don't worry, I'll be right there with you.
Imagination. Orion and the Dark is a movie bursting with imagination and clever personifications. Take, for instance, the night entities, the physical embodiments of everything that brings the night to life.
You're gonna love us. Hey, ya gang, what's up?
Hey, Dark.
In addition to dark, they include sleep, quiet, insomnia,
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm getting fired. Huh?
sweet dreams, and unexpected noises.
I'm thinking this moment calls for a crunching sound with the tiniest hint of scraping.
The quirky characters go a long way in making sense of these often unexplainable things. The movie is also able to seamlessly integrate fantastical elements with the challenges of the real world. And by using young Orion's adventure as a bedtime story within the film's larger picture, it allows characters and viewers alike to reflect on the interplay between imagination and reality in shaping one's perceptions.
You nervous?
Terrified. But I'm going anyway.
Generational storytelling. One of the highlights of Orion and the Dark is its unique storytelling techniques.
Dark has existed for over 500 million years, since early life on Earth developed light-sensitive proteins.
Just when we think we're watching a straightforward story about a young boy's existential journey, the movie adds an intriguing layer. We learn that this tale, about a young Orion facing his fears, is in fact being told by an adult Orion to his daughter Hypatia, in an effort to help her remedy her own anxieties.
You're telling me a story about how you overcame your fear of the dark to try and help me overcome my fear of the dark.
With ideas of her own, Hypatia inserts herself into the story and goes on to play a key role in restoring harmony to the world. The generational jumps don't end there, though, as a later reveal shows the story is being relayed by an adult Hypatia to her young son Tycho, who has also added himself to the bedtime tale. Who else was going to take out those pesky interdimensional time monsters? These revelations make for fun twists, but they also show how dread and fear are generational, passed down from one to the next. Relationships. The unexpected friendship that blossoms between Orion and the Dark serves as a truly powerful symbol for the transformative nature of relationships.
No, my daughter's gonna love that we're becoming friends.
I knew you'd start warming up to me. Hold on. Aren't you too young to have a daughter?
My future daughter.
It's through empathy and understanding that Orion eventually comes to embrace Dark, realizing that he's not harmful, but is in fact quite the opposite. Naturally, this resonates on a universal level, bringing forth valuable lessons about compassion and acceptance. The relationship between Orion and Sally is also special. At the start of the film, Sally, Orion's crush, asks if he'd like to sit with her during the school's upcoming trip to the planetarium. A petrified Orion couldn't even muster an answer and tried to get out of the trip altogether.
How'd that get there?
Your father found it stuffed under the couch.
I think you mean in between the couch cushions.
But after the young boy took the steps needed to live a life free of debilitating fear, he was able to go on the trip. Heck, he would go on to marry Sally, have a child with her, and grow old as a grandparent with her.
Mind if I sit with you?
I would love that.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Worldly beauty. Another important message the film imparts revolves around hidden beauty. Sometimes it's the parts of the world that we don't understand or are too afraid to look at that are the most wondrous. Dark lets Orion see all that the night has to offer, from illuminating jellyfish to shining stars in the night sky.
But you'll see me in new ways. Ways that are even better.
Yeah, I can see that now, and I can appreciate it.
Speaking of the latter, the planetarium featured in the movie stands as a special metaphor.
These visible patterns amongst the stars came to be known as constellations.
This is the spot where Orion grew most comfortable and would eventually work at later in life. We see him take young Hypatia there too. It's where he passes on various life ideals. And hey, it's no coincidence that their names are linked to astrology. Orion and the Dark shows us that sometimes all we need to do to feel inspired is to just look up. Ultimately, the movie is about accepting fear as a part of life and the shared bonds we make in our journey along the way. Through a multi-layered story and plenty of emotional twists and turns, Orion and the Dark can firmly be stacked alongside several other nourishing family-friendly tales with themes around personal development.
Open or closed?
Close tonight.
Okay. Sleep tight.
Like Where the Wild Things Are, Inside Out, and Soul, Orion and the Dark uses a magical world of pure imagination to help children understand how this crazy world works. Plus, it gives them the tools on how to knock down the doors of existential dread, with all the requisite charm and heart, of course.
You're the best mommy ever!
That was one hell of a presentation, Irene.
So when it comes to choosing the next film for your kids, or yourself, we say, don't be afraid of Orion and the Dark.
Is it too much stuff? Like, you're already traveling around the world with magical night entities, and now you can predict the future too?
Gilding the lily.
I don't know what that means.
What parts of Orion and the Dark made you think the most? Don't leave your thoughts in the dark. Drop them in the comments below.
Is this your latest attempt at trying to convince the world that you're not so bad?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.